2 days ago, I was running an air conditioner. Go on, go potty. Go on, go potty. Yeah. She's like, what? And I can't swim in this. Oh, gotta love Minnesota. It's the best weather in the country. Wind is howling. I am out here in this stuff to get more propane. We had the air conditioner going 2 days ago. Oh my God, this sucks so bad. Bella, where you go? Words can't even describe it. This is just ridiculous. This is just, I don't know. Bella, come on. Should we get you back inside? Just like that, no more snow. It was only around for a day, but it was really gross last night. Hopefully, that's the last snowstorm of the year. What you sniffing, BBs? Should we go see what Brake's doing? Yeah, let's go. More brake day with this guy. I tried replacing that brake hose a couple weeks ago, and I don't know, you can tell, but this brake is still locked up. It's been a real big pain driving it. It's been kind of scary at times. So, expect to doing this. It doesn't do this right away. We're gonna take this wheel back off, and I'm gonna replace everything up front here.
What'd you say? Steven's outside working on the car, so we're gonna go see him and let this crazy girl out. But you spawned a car. This is what you do. See? Car. She couldn't stand it, and neither could I.
So we're gonna swap out that rusty old caliper that's been sticking. This guy that we got at O'Reilly's earlier this week. A new guy with hardware. So what I like to do to just get these things pre-ready, I already loosened this line on the back for the caliper. And what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to loosen these and take this off so that I can get that brake line on, so I'm not losing a whole bunch of fluid. Well, I'm doing the rest of the brake job.
Bella, what are you working on?
Nothing good. Nothing good, guys. If you don't have an impact, you usually got to secure this whole thing to the frame here, and then you can get these bolts loose. These bolts actually come pretty tight from the factory. That separates the bottom part. Here's the top part of the caliper. As you can see, all new pistons, all new seals. The fluid just comes in from this line right here, fills up behind this piston, and then every time you hit the brakes, the fluid is moving these things out, which clamps everything together. These brakes are pretty stuck on here.
Okay.
I mean, I couldn't even move the wheel when I first got it off the ground. They were so comfy. So yeah, you can see it. This usually just kind of slides right off, especially because I just had this apart the other day. And you can see this thing is very comfortable. There it goes. There it goes. There it goes. Slide that away for now. I'm just temporarily mounting this in here so I can get the hose on. This caliper bracket is not gonna stay in here. I just want to get those started so I can come back in here, loosen this the rest of the way, and get that on with the new bolt they supplied. One of the first things I noticed is that the size of this bolt is much different. So I don't think that this old bolt would have worked with this new caliper, so I'm glad they sent a new one.
Oh.
Hopefully it's the right size bolt. I don't have to reuse that old one. Got banjo washers, which help this thing to keep from leaking. It's kind of a pain in the butt to get started. All right, I just got that brake line tightened. Shouldn't have any more leaks. Got this old caliper out of here. So we'll wrap him in like a plastic bag or two. Throw him back in the box because he's worth 35 bucks. And he's definitely served his purpose. These things right here, we're not pushing back in when you release the brake pedal because they're just so rusty and old. And for whatever reason, they're not releasing back into here when you release the brake pedal. So it was keeping tension on these brake pads, which was causing it to ride on this rotor.
Hey, want to help us out? Subscribe to our channel. It's totally free and it would really bring us joy. Then click the bell notification so you know when we have a new video up. Thanks.
You gonna help me with the rest of this? Oh. You gonna help me? This doesn't look like help. Ow! You cut my nose. Here, go find a toy. Go find a toy. Oh.
I'm trying.
Oh, go find a toy.
Thinks she would have
Go find it. This was definitely much needed.
Oh wow.
This thing's gonna stop like a brand new Subaru when we get all done with
Shiny
it.
and new.
Yeah, the only thing getting reused are these old rusty bolts that mount this thing. But they'll be fine, they still work. So I took the caliper bracket back off. I wanted to get the hardware on, and they grease these things sort of from the factory, but I'm gonna, see how dry that is? I'm just gonna load it up with a little bit more here. The last thing I want is these new brake systems sticking right away. Always with that, Bella.
You too.
You are the most spoiled dog on the planet Earth, I swear to God. Yeah. The whole world sees it too. Let's see. Sometimes they pack these things with just a little bit too much powder coating or paint on the pad, which isn't the case here. This is actually sliding on really nice. Matter of fact, it's sliding on so well it keeps sliding on and then back out.
It's funny how we live in driveways, so your workspace is always on top of a garbage can.
It is, isn't it? Like every video that we do, I just turn a garbage can into a workstation. Now this is ready to go back on the car.
All right.
This is fully assembled. It's got the pads in it. So this is all sliding well. We're ready for war, Bella. Yeah, you're ready for service. It's not a fun life, but it's a life. How much longer before we'll need that AC again? That's the question.
Wait.
But it's definitely a handy talent to have. If you can do your own brake job, you're gonna save yourself a whole bunch of money in your lifetime. I take my cars in for oil changes, but I'll do my own brake job. Yeah, they did. Okay, that's going on. Okay, it's all going back together. There it is. That can be the tricky part, is sometimes getting them to go back together. Sometimes convincing them to be a thing again takes a little bit. Ooga doogas on there?
How many Ooga Doogas?
That's like 1.5, 2 Ooga doogas. You're missing it. It wouldn't do this before.
It's moving.
It's moving. I still gotta bleed it, so we gotta get all that air out of the system. But I don't foresee any reason why it won't.
Don't knock that under there. Oh, you are a real... Perfect.
I don't want it. I need you to pump this brake pedal up while I bleed it.
Okay.
So I got a jack and a stand under it. They call this a bleeder valve right here, right on the top. And so that's what I'm loosening. And it just lets the fluid out, and all the air that gets trapped in that line will come out first. And once you got nice clean fluid in there, then you know that your brakes are bled and the pedal's nice and tight. Excuse me. We are golden, pony boy. The wheel back on and this side's done. It's gonna brake so much differently. No more shaky wheel, hopefully. I don't see any reason why it would. There's no brake sticking, you know. No more hot rim when we're going to some road air up to the cities.
When you put it in reverse, it's gonna like...
It's actually gonna roll. It won't just stay in one place, waiting for you to hit the gas because the brakes are stuck on. That's what you want to be able to do.
Yeah.
You want that tire to move freely in that wheel without being just hung up.
Oh.
I didn't like the way the jack was under here. It was like leaning a little bit. So I sort of stand under it.
Oh.
so that we're safe. Look under. You can see this guy.
Oh god. That made me nervous. I don't know.
Coming down. This side's much better. I had a old teacher one time. Probably gave me the best advice in life ever, really, more than just mechanic advice. He just told me always start with the hardest side first. It'll make you appreciate the easy much, much more. That looks a little rounded, which makes me a little nervous.
What makes you nervous?
That bolt looks a little rounded.
Oh.
This is Minnesota, rust capital of the world. Ah!
Good girlie. Nobody called you, Rick. Don't ruin it. Don't ruin it. God.
All apart. It's much easier when you don't have to replace the caliper. I'm gonna get these out of here. I gotta compress the pistons in this caliper and get them working with the new pads. These weren't in the worst shape, believe it or not. Back pad looked like it was wearing maybe a little bit more than the front, so we gotta make sure these are really well greased. I have a calibrated elbow.
Calibrated elbow?
You know how tight everything's gonna be.
Bella's being all Blair Witch over here. Hold on. Why are you just standing in the corner staring at the corner? You're creeping me out, bro. What are you doing? Why are you staring at the corner?